Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. We're going to have a look at the mechanics section of the suggestions passed to developers for May of 2024, but one of the things to note is there is a little event going on for Russia Day, which started yesterday, but was only announced on the Russian side of the website. So Russia Day 2024, you can get a decal until the 14th of June, so make sure to check your achievements and the holiday section, and you'll see the Russia Day 2024 decal. All you have to do is play 3 battles using Soviet vehicles from rank 3 and also get 70% activity, and you can get the decal itself. Now, let's get on to the suggestions. The first idea is to allow the ability to create custom battles of past events, whether it's biathlons or the M18 race, plane races, or maybe even stuff like April Fool's events. So what you'd be able to do is just create lobbies around this. So straight from the custom games menu, instead of doing stuff like user missions and trying to get the ideas in, it would be just right there, and you could set it up with friends and you could have a bit of fun with it. In general, I think it's a good idea. It would be nice to generally play, and hopefully going forward we could see more of these events as well. Usually they bring them back, but it's not the same, right? Sometimes it would just be nice to do it on your own accord, and hopefully you can do that. We have another Weeb decal, and it's the 4th Anti-Tank Helicopter Unit Akane Kisarazu decal. In 2011, to commemorate the 4th Anti-Tank Helicopter Squadron's 19th anniversary, one of the squadron's H-1Ss was given distinctive markings with the original character Kisarazu, which was created by the squadron personnel. Following that year, illustrator Takashi Fujisawa got involved, and over the next 2 years created the other 3 sisters and their distinctive marks. In 2012, Akane Kisarazu was created and was displayed on a helicopter. The next suggestion is using observation seaplanes to direct naval artillery fire. Along with the update of the French Navy is the GL-832HY float plane. Unlike other shipboard reconnaissance planes, this one does not have any offensive armament. Other planes at least have a forward-firing machine gun and some bombs. So the idea is, how about making the plane a bit more useful, and also maybe some other observation seaplanes useful too. One idea came to mind, and the purpose of those observation seaplanes are to spot enemy ships and direct artillery to attack enemy ships, so why not let them fulfill their original purpose? Recently, the game itself removed the feature of automatic firing for the main cannons, so the ship can't fire the main guns when you're flying the seaplane. This made the ship vulnerable when the players are flying the plane. Now would be a great time to give the seaplane the ability to guide the main gun to fire. Due to the perspective, it may be difficult to see clearly where the shells are dropping when aiming from a ship, while viewing from a plane gives players another angle. When directing artillery fire from the observation seaplane, the plane automatically continues to fly in its original course, and the player uses the mouse to select the target location on the sea. It is also better to show the trajectory of the shell, so players know where the shells are firing from. This is kind of like calling for artillery support. The difference is that artillery support comes from off-map, and with this, it comes from the player's own ship, or similar to how the WSP-9 repair cheller can guide the BR-1 Burav robot to devour enemy vehicles in the event last year. In the future, it would even be possible to have a ship or tank launch a missile, and the player uses a recon plane or drone to guide it, or conversely, the player uses a ground vehicle to guide an aircraft launch missile. Another idea is to use different models for shells of different time periods and also type. Currently in the game, all of the shells of the same type use the same generic model. However, the time span and purposes of vehicles vary greatly, and the technologies of the shells have been iterated many times, so even the appearance of the same type of shells are very different, especially with stuff like the HE shell. Several examples are kind of shown. Basically, the shells of the SIG-33 look more like a rocket used by the Sturmtiger. It has a round head except for the fuse. The shells used by the German Navy are more aerodynamic, because one of them was used for supporting infantry in short range, and the other was used for hitting enemy warships at a long distance, but both of them in the game basically use the same model. And this goes around for a bunch of different stuff, whether it is the mortar shells that we see from other areas, which look like they use the HE shells in the game, or whether it's stuff like, of course, the 73mm 2A28 low pressure gun, firing, of course, its heat shell. It looks nothing like what it should in real life. So the idea would be for each different vehicle, even if it still has similar characteristics, to have its own 3D model and therefore separate it from other types of ammunition. The last idea is a commendation system. So the idea would be you would be able to give a commendation to a fellow player for either being friendly, having good teamwork, or maybe just good sportsmanship. A lot of systems in video games actually have these. They usually have some kind of honor system, and then at the end of a season or at the end of a specific amount of time, if you have enough points, you get virtual stuff out of it. So whether it is like a camo or whether it is like a special amount of in-game currency, the general idea is you would be able just to kind of say, you know, thank you to people who are around. This either happens after games, or it could happen on the profiles of the players who are sat around the place. And this is something that has been brought up in many forms previously, but it's also one which I think has also kind of been talked about by Gaijin, at least in their roadmap. So hopefully we see something similar to it in the future, because it is a cool idea for a system and would be a cool thing to see going forward. As always, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. I'd just like to thank GMG Smiley, CD Beans, Chieftain Mike, EMN3 Galaxy, Tulio Pontecorvo, Brendan Quinn, Carrion Crow, Gus Irenicus, Pyman, Wartinder, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, Martinez, B. Young, Ozzy Panzer, Alan Hacker, Liam Shear, Opium Prime, Lafouche, Sem Aslan, Uncle Bean, and Derek R. for supporting the channel.